Florida's housing market isn't just cooling down, it's imploding. What's happening right now in condos across the state is on the same scale as the 2008 crash, and it may only be the beginning. By now, everyone's heard about Florida's housing mess. Prices exploded back in 2022, fueling wild bidding wars and headlines across the country. But by 2024, the mood shifted, and what started as a slowdown has turned into something much more severe. This isn't a mild correction. In many places, the decline already mirrors what we saw in 2008, and the momentum suggests it could get even worse. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Behind the polished headlines and neat statistics is a story unfolding in real time, one that begins at ground zero, Florida's condo market. Here's the truth. The official numbers tell one side of the story, but the real picture on the ground is even worse. Let's take Punta Gorda as an example. According to Zillow, the typical condo there has dropped 26% since August 2022. That's nearly on par with the percentage collapse of 2008. Some people try to dismiss this, pointing out that prices are still higher than before 2020. But that's misleading. Look closer at the pace of decline. In just the past year, condo values have fallen almost 15%. If that continues, prices will officially sink below pre-2020 levels within 18 months. And that's only the surface. The reality is, the collapse is already deeper than the charts suggest. Take this neighborhood we tracked earlier. Back in summer, a condo valued at over $700,000 had comparable listings nearby at $450,000. Even at that price, no buyers showed up. Today, estimates have slipped to $430,000. That's nearly a 40% collapse from the peak, and yet, the true value may be lower, because nothing is actually selling. Condos are sitting idle. They're being pulled off the market or just stuck in limbo, proof that official data doesn't capture how deep this implosion really goes. And when sales do happen, the damage becomes undeniable. Take one 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo from the 1980s. Nothing fancy. In 2002, it sold for $122,000. By 2022, it peaked around $320,000. But just weeks ago, it sold for $127,000. That's a 58% collapse, basically erasing 25 years of appreciation in a single sale. You may think these are cherry-picked examples. But go on Zillow yourself, filter for condos in Punta Gorda sold in the last 3 months, and you'll see the same thing. One unit dropped from nearly $400,000 to $180,000. Another fell from $342,000 to $250,000 after 3 brutal price cuts. That's not normal fluctuation, that's a bubble bursting in real time. And while insurance hikes and hurricanes are often blamed, those don't explain 50% collapses across entire regions. This is far deeper than that. In fact, if you search real estate forums or even Twitter, you'll find story after story of owners losing massive amounts of money. One Canadian seller admitted it took nearly a year and 3 failed offers to finally sell, at a $175,000 loss. The scariest part? Most people still don't realize what's happening. Owners cling to last year's prices, hoping for a rebound. But rising insurance premiums, HOA fees, and mortgage rates are all working against them. Even cash buyers are backing off. Right now, the market feels frozen. Everyone knows something is wrong. They just don't realize how bad it truly is. And this is only half the story. Because in the next part, we'll uncover why sellers are refusing to accept reality, how foreclosures are quietly building behind the scenes, and why this feedback loop could drag Florida's market even lower. What if I told you the worst of Florida's housing crash isn't even showing up in the data? That's right, the official charts are hiding a collapse that's unfolding beneath the surface. When we left off, we saw how Florida's condo market was already suffering 40 to 50% price collapses. But what's really driving this meltdown is even more unsettling. Sellers don't want to believe the new price levels. Many listings are simply pulled from the market or left sitting with no buyers. And yet, the few units that do sell reveal the harsh reality. Steep discounts are the only way to move condos today. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. Each distressed sale drags down the next round of comparable prices. Automated estimates lag behind, painting a rosier picture than reality, while the ground-level market is already in freefall. And then, there's the hidden wave of distress that hasn't hit the headlines yet. Sites like foreclosure.com are already flagging dozens of condos across Punta Gorda and Fort Myers as pre-foreclosure or bank-owned. These units rarely make it into Zillow or mainstream stats, meaning the true damage is underreported. One example, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo set to go to auction next month. Multiply that by dozens more, and you see the shadow inventory building up. Meanwhile, the pressure is mounting on owners. Insurance premiums are surging. HOA fees keep rising. Mortgage rates remain elevated. And investors who once flocked to Florida are quietly retreating. Even cash buyers, once considered the safety net of hot markets, are growing cautious. The result? A frozen market where desperation is quietly growing. Distressed sellers are negotiating behind the scenes, while the public still clings to old prices. And history shows this is often when the real panic begins. Back in 2008, it took about a year for sellers and buyers to fully grasp what was happening. Once that realization hit, the collapse accelerated. And right now, Florida is walking the same path. The question is, how much worse can it get? With 50% declines already appearing in places like Southwest Florida, we may not be looking at a correction anymore, but a full-scale implosion. And here's the bottom line. The charts you see online are lagging indicators. The real story is what's happening beneath the surface, in unsold listings, in pre-foreclosures, and in desperate price cuts that never make headlines. If you're a condo owner, buyer, or investor in Florida today, pay attention. This isn't just history repeating itself, it may be unfolding faster than anyone realizes. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe for more updates, and share in the comments what you're seeing on the ground. Your stories may be the key to understanding where this market heads next. But here's the part most people miss. Housing markets don't collapse overnight. They unravel slowly, layer by layer, and the early signs are often ignored. Right now, Florida feels eerily familiar. Sellers are in denial, holding on to yesterday's prices. Buyers are hesitant, waiting for the dust to settle. And in between, the market is frozen. Transactions stall, inventory builds, and frustration grows. This silence, this pause before the panic, is often the most dangerous stage. Think back to 2008. For months, analysts kept saying, it's just a correction. It's just a blip. Until one day, it wasn't. The dominoes fell, and homeowners who once thought they were safe found themselves underwater almost overnight. Florida today is showing those same signals. Insurance costs rising. HOA fees piling up. Mortgage rates still elevated. And beneath it all, distress sales quietly shaping the next wave of price